Now at 10, with municipal elections approaching, there are some seats in Southwest Missouri with no candidates. Plus, a Joplin nonprofit that provides transitional housing for the homeless discusses efforts to help those in need. And we'll hear from the residents of a Joplin apartment building that'll apparently be demolished.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
City of Carthage has no candidates currently running for city council in Ward 1 and Ward 3 ahead of the municipal elections. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. KOAM Shagun Bamadeli has more.
If no one is on the ballot come April 4th, the city will have 2 empty seats. The mayor will have to appoint people to fill those seats if there's no serious write-in candidates.
And that is the municipal election where voters have the opportunity to choose the people that are going to represent them in city councils and school boards, and there's some bond issues, etc. But there are times that we don't have somebody who registers or files to run for that office.
Davies says Carthage is not the only city facing this issue.
Carthage is one of those cities. As a matter of fact, Carl Junction has got a ward that nobody filed for one of the seats. Dunnaweg has got 2 people. Orinoco has 2 positions that nobody filed for. Waco has 1 position. So we have a lot of positions that nobody filed for, which is usually unique.
When it comes to local politics, most people do not know why they need to get involved. So I spoke to a county official who gives me reasons why community members need to play an active role in local politics.
I think our local government should be much more powerful than it is, but a lot of people just don't seem to be very energized or excited about it. Maybe apathetic. Apathy is pretty strong sometimes. But you know, at the end of the day, somebody will fill those positions, and we will have full councils come in the weeks after the election.
One city administrator says being a city council can be daunting.
Being on the city council actually requires a lot more time than what many individuals think. You have to give up a lot of evenings for meetings. They're required to also serve on standing committees for public safety, public services, public works, and we also have budget and insurance audit and claims.
Reporting in Carthage, Shagun Bamadeli, KOAM News.
Under Carthage city rules, anyone who registers as a write-in candidate will be eligible for the position. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, it was another cold one once again for us today. The past couple days, 3 days, it's actually been pretty chilly, below average. Normal high is 46, 34. That's as warm as we could get for us today. But at least we're going to start to warm back up over the next couple days. All right, we have some clouds kind of shooting through. Not a big deal. Have a storm system to our north. This will stay to our north, but we do have some kind of lining up back toward the west, so it gets somewhat active or stays somewhat active. Look at the southerly winds now kicking in. So our temperatures upper 20s to near 30, but because of the southerly winds, our temperatures will actually rise a bit as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. So we're at our overnight low, 30-ish, 36 by 7, 41 by 10. We're gonna have plenty of sunshine. We do have a system over the weekend. We're gonna break that down here in just a bit.
All right, see you soon. Freeman Health System today donated 18 active shooter trauma kits to the Newton County Sheriff's Office. The kits are designed to stabilize gunshot victims, with each kit containing a variety of supplies, including hand tourniquets, blood stop gauze, and tape and gloves. Freeman says it's enough supplies to provide aid for 5 gunshot wound victims, and they're designed to be used by someone with very limited medical training until help arrives. The kits were distributed to Newton County school districts, and they were apparently much needed.
While we were training in these schools, we found that there was a lack of these supplies in the schools. So as we noticed that we had that deficiency of supplies, we wanted to be able to find some way to supply it. Those medical supplies are fairly expensive, and by reaching out to Freeman West, they helped us get that information, get those supplies.
7 kits were sent to Neosho, 4 to Seneca, 3 to Diamond and East Newton, and 1 to Westview. A nonprofit organization is tackling Joplin's homeless issue by teaming up with other organizations and donors in Southwest Missouri. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Vita Nova Village believes in giving hand-ups rather than handouts. The nonprofit held a question and answer presentation about how a transitional housing community can help the homeless.
Transitional housing, but that comes with individual training and counseling to find out why somebody is in the position that they're in and what we can do to help them achieve.
Vita Nova Village is receiving counseling from Eden Village, hoping to have the same impact on their community. Eden Village is a successful permanent housing community based in Springfield.
What we're most passionate about is the communities right in our backyard, right around the corner from our city, that are having the same struggles that we had when we started out doing this in 2016. And so it feels really good to have stumbled upon something that we think can be replicated and duplicated in other areas.
City Council members, Souls Harbor, and other community members gathered to ask and learn how Eden Village was successful and how Vita Nova Village can duplicate the success.
It's bringing everybody together to use resources that are already in place that we know that Eden Village works, and so now we can take that model and use it to make ours successful.
According to Vita Nova Village, there are more than 270 people in Joplin that do not have a safe place to lay their head. With community support and counseling from Eden Village, they hope to be a solution to homelessness.
I think homelessness is an issue that's nationwide. We're just addressing it in Joplin.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Vita Nova Village is accepting volunteers and donations. Some residents of a Joplin apartment complex are worried about where they're going to be in the coming weeks. 2 apartment complex buildings are located at 2nd and Byers. The assistant Joplin city manager, Tony Robin, tells us the buildings are going to be demolished, but did not give us a date. Residents' water was shut off more than a week ago by Missouri American Water. Tenants told KOAM's Kerry Worthen they've had to fix issues such as doors and frames and walls. Appliances are not being replaced. They say the ceilings leak when it rains. Joplin building and fire officials said in a statement they've worked with the owner for years to correct a variety of code violations.
Repaired the front door, bedroom door, bathroom, toilet, got flooring for the place, 2x4s to fix any other joists in it. My wife's painted the house.
We're supposed to have refrigerators, they don't work. In most of the apartments, the stoves don't work in most of the apartments. And it's supposed to be all bills paid, and appliances are supposed to be in them.
Now, since we spoke with the landlord, we're told he paid the water bill. Water has been restored. Joplin officials told KOAM they're going to issue a notice to vacate the building to the residents. No timeline for the demolition of that or of the notification has been scheduled at this time. The Homeless Coalition of Jasper and Newton counties today provided a one-stop location for people experiencing homelessness to access resources. The Winter Project Homeless Connect event connects the homeless with healthcare, food, and housing resources and helps them look for employment opportunities.
You know, economic security and several agencies in the area, we work with homeless people on a regular basis, and we see them here, we see them there, you know, we're at our locations, but a lot of the times the things that they need, we want some of those other services to come to them. So they come here and they're here for them.
That half-day event was at the Central Christian Center in Joplin. Coming up, we're going to visit a celebration of the partnership between a Carthage bank and Big Brothers Big Sisters. Plus, Southeast Kansas teachers are recognized for innovation in their classrooms. The Carthage Chamber of Commerce hosted this event to celebrate a partnership between Big Brothers Big Sisters of Jasper and Newton counties and Community Bank and Trust. It was a chance for people to get to know each other and learn about upcoming events.
It's a lasting impact. When you know, there are a lot of things, every organization brings something different to the table, and a lot of them meet immediate needs. When you work with mentoring, you're talking about needs that and relationships that hopefully that you're building that can be lifelong for that child.
There was also an opportunity to bid on an autographed football from the Kansas City Chiefs' own L'Jarius Sneed. The USD 250 Foundation in Pittsburgh hosted a reception for winners of this year's Teacher Grant Awards. Now, each year, the foundation gives grants to teachers who implement innovative ways of teaching and learning.
One of the things I know is important is allowing teachers to teach, and they don't always have the funds provided here. by the school district. It's just the way it is. And also, we have so many deserving students who want to go to the universities, colleges, trade schools, and they don't always have the funds to do that.
This year, 30 classrooms are receiving grants that total nearly $19,000. New CDC data show more than a quarter of Americans have at least one allergy. According to the findings, about 1/4 of adults had a seasonal allergy, about 7% have eczema, and about 6% had a food allergy in 2021. Among children, nearly 1 in 5 had a seasonal allergy. More than 10% had eczema, and nearly 6% had a food allergy. A little bit later, the Missouri Southern women's basketball team hits the floor against the Newman Jets, and we're going to have the highlights.
Plus, we're going to warm up a bit over the next couple days and then drop over the weekend. Those details coming up. Well, of course, it was another cold one for us today. Temperatures only into the mid-30s during the afternoon, but we are going to warm up a bit as we go through the next couple days, which is always nice to hear, as I think everybody wants to warm up a little bit more than what we have seen this week. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, look at this. Mid-30s yesterday, pretty consistent. Lower 20s for us this morning. Mid-30s once again for us this afternoon. We're cold now, 29, 30 degrees, a little bit warmer once you get toward Anderson and also Grand Lake. But see how the winds have switched out of the south? That's going to help us warm up. Actually, through the overnight hours, these southerly winds will start to increase, and our temperatures will actually warm into the mid-30s, and that's going to help us warm up even more for us tomorrow. Let's go outside. 7th and range line sitting at 30. South winds 5 to 10, humidity 82%. Through the night, we warmed to about 36 by morning, 41 by 10, and we should go near 50 for a high tomorrow. We have had some clouds, a few little flurries kind of drifting through the region over the past couple hours, but this little batch, this weak wave heading away from us, so you can see a few flurries kind of popping up in northern parts of Arkansas. Another system across the northern plains. This will stay to our north, will not affect us. This system, Pacific Northwest, that's our next system that we need to keep our eyes on that will start to affect us by the weekend. All right, let's step through time. Let's go through your next 48 hours. Mid-30s by morning, partly sunny skies tomorrow. Mid to upper 40s by noon. By afternoon, most of us near 50. 50 in Nevada, 48 in Cassville, 53 at Grand Lake, 51 in Fredonia. Winds are going to continue to increase, especially tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Temperatures near 40. By Saturday afternoon, clouds increase. You can see a couple little showers trying to get going as we head into Saturday evening. A very strong cold front, Arctic front, is going to roll in. Look at this. You can see a little bit of freezing rain trying to pop up. So this is 11 p.m. Saturday evening. It doesn't look like a lot of moisture, but we could get a little bout of freezing rain or drizzle that rolls through Saturday night into Sunday morning. So we need to see how that looks over the next couple days. All right, look at the winds gusting near 30 by morning. Calm down a little bit tomorrow night and then really increase again as we head into Saturday afternoon ahead of that storm system. All right, day planner 36, 46 by noon, near 50 as we head into the afternoon. And once we get past this little weekend system, there's another little wave late Monday that tries to kind of zoom right on by that could give us a few snow showers. Then behind that, Wednesday into Thursday, we're going to get a stronger storm system in here. The models are having a hard time kind of grasping how it's going to look, but I think it'll be shifted farther north and something we want to watch mid to late next week. All right, 51 tomorrow, 53 on Saturday. Look at this, high temp of only 33 on Sunday. If you are going to the championship game, maybe for the 5th year in a row at Arrowhead, it's going to be dry, but it's going to be about 20 degrees at kickoff, so it's going to be super cold, and we stay cold all next week.
Chiefs have shown they can play in the cold. I don't know how a sprained ankle does in the cold.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what happens.
Let's go Chiefs. Still ahead, those Chiefs do aim to avoid a 4th straight loss to the Bengals in Sunday's AFC Championship. And the Pitt State women put their 5-game winning streak on the line against Central Oklahoma. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more up next.
Well, both the Pittsburgh State Gorillas and Missouri Southern Lions are on the floor tonight for MIAA Conference doubleheaders. Missouri Southern is hosting the Newman Jets this evening. On the women's side, Lions try to stay rolling tonight against the Jets and get their winning streak to 6 games. Starting in the first quarter, Maddie Stokes working in the lane. Turns and gets it to go with the left. Southern on the board. Later in the first, Lacey Stokes open on the far side in front of the Newman bench. Buries the long ball. Stokes scores 14 tonight for Southern. Caitlin Honeycutt, though, she was the high scorer tonight for the Lions here in the second. 3 from the wing. Honeycutt leads the Lions with 19 points. Southern makes it 6 straight tonight, rolling by Newman 76-46.
I think it gives us a lot of confidence on the offensive end. Definitely, seeing those shots go in helps our shooters to be ready to take them, in closer games, and just building that confidence is what makes, shooters good shooters. And then defensively, working on our defense, working on breaking it down, just to keep improving each game.
Important one tonight for the Southern men against Newman. Looking to get things right after losing 3 of their last 4. First half, Winston Dessaso pulls up from deep, knocks it down. He had a nice night. More from Dessaso in just a minute. Now for Newman, they just keep hanging around in this game. Latique Murphy, corner 3 for the Jets. At that point, it's a 3-point game. Murphy scores a game-high 26 for Newman. But Southern finishes the job tonight. Dessaso again for 3. He hit 6 threes tonight, finishes with a team-high 20 points. A little bit later, Avery Taggart gets a 3 of his own from Missouri Southern. He scores 13 for the Lions. Game stayed tight. The Lions come out on top in the end, 70-66. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are also at home tonight, hosting Central Oklahoma. Now, the Pitt State women are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They've won 5 straight games, and 9 of the last 11 coming into the night. Tristan Gegg, really good early. Catch and shoot 3 for Gegg. Gives PSU its first lead. Then she's doing it off the dribble. Gegg from about the same spot. She hits 5 threes and leads the Gorillas with 22 points tonight. Second quarter, Grace Pyle gets hot. Drills the 3 from the top of the key. Then moments later, Jenna Shipley slings it over to Pyle. Left wing 3, 19 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists for Pyle. Gorillas up 9 at the break. The third quarter, Harper Schreiner, strong drive, 10 points, 5 rebounds for Schreiner. And in the fourth, Schreiner gives it off to Corinna Gerber. She scores and the foul. Gerber scores 14 with 8 boards. Pitt State finishes off UCO 83-75 to get their winning streak to 6 games.
We've got a target on our backs. I mean, we're 4th in the conference right now, and that's huge for us. We were picked 8th at the very beginning, so I'm very proud of our team so far. So we just got to come out every game like it's our last, because we can't have any slip-ups. We know each other's strengths, and Corinna knows when I'm going to shoot it. I think everyone knows, and I know when Grace is going to shoot it, so Harper crashes. So I think we feed off each other really, really well, and we're just building on it, and I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Tough one for the Pitt State men tonight, facing the first-place Broncos, who are ranked 4th in the nation. PSU off to a hot start. Marquis English buries the 3 from the left side. The other side, same result for Quentin Hardrick Jr. Pitt State up 4 at the under 10 timeout in the first half. They would actually extend the lead before half. English finishes in transition. He scores 21 tonight for the Gorillas. Quentin Hardrick Jr. drives here. Floater goes. He also scores 21. Pitt State had a 10-point lead at half, but the Broncos stormed back in the second half to win 80-70. Well, we're just 3 days away from the Chiefs and Bengals meeting in the AFC Championship game. The 2 teams play Sunday in Kansas City, with the winner moving on to Super Bowl 57. The Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes was a full participant in practice yesterday with an ankle injury. He is on track to play this weekend. So we're going to talk about the other side of the ball. The Chiefs defense going to have their hands full on Sunday against an explosive Bengals offense. Cincinnati has beaten the Chiefs 3 straight times, scoring nearly 30 points per game in those 3 games. That includes a 27-24 win over the Chiefs earlier this season.
I put up a sheet the other day of the drives that they had against us the last time we played them, and their 9 and their 10 play and their 11 play, and that means that our quarterback doesn't have the football. And so somehow, some way, we got to make sure the drives are shorter and we can get the ball back. So I'm talking about, time of possessions, right? That's got to change, and it all begins with the run game. We've talked a lot about that. These guys are great at throwing the football, but we're going to respect the run game and make sure we don't neglect it.
Finally, the Lincoln Blue Tigers are leaving the MIAA after 43 years as a member of the conference. Lincoln will join the Great Lakes Valley Conference beginning next year. Lincoln was in the MIAA from 1970 to 1999, then again from 2010 to 2024. As far as football goes, the Blue Tigers will remain on the schedule next year in the MIAA, but for teams in the conference, it will be counted as a non-conference game. I know there's a bunch of teams in the MIAA hoping that they can get one, maybe two non-conference games on their schedule. That would certainly help their case for getting more than two teams in the playoffs every single year.
Yeah, because it's a tough conference and it works against them.
It's really brutal, yeah. It's not good for the third place team most of the time.
It doesn't seem fair. We'll be right back. Take time now to honor a local veteran. Everett Underwood served in the U.S. Air Force from 1956 to 1960. The Chanute, Kansas native served in the 6th Bombardment Wing and was stationed at the Walker Air Force Base in Roswell, New Mexico. And we are proud to salute Everett Underwood. He's a 4-state hero. The weather turning colder in the days ahead.
Yeah, I mean, at least tomorrow and Saturday, are going to be pretty nice. But yeah, once we get to Sunday, it turns sharply colder. But 51 tomorrow, 53 with some showers late Saturday. And we could get a little light wintry mix into Sunday morning.
Final sports note.
The game line for Sunday's Bengals-Chiefs game has kind of been all over the place with Patrick Mahomes. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? And then he's healthy, then he's walking, then he's okay. Chiefs right now, at this moment, are 1-point favorites.
I wonder how many people are Googling Mahomes' ankle and have for the last couple of days.
I bet. Yeah, and I saw him jogging, not me. I saw a video of him jogging around the field.
Yeah, he looks fine,
but sure
it's not the same as a game. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs aren't going to let people know more than they have to.
No doubt.
Morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.